Hello, race fans. This is Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer, and this isn't Supercross. It's Wednesday! And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak, and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday. Be there!
Woo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is Fishy Hour with Roman and Brian. Speaking of Brian, let's get him in here. Brian, you ready? Let's go. Round of applause for Brian. Woohoo! Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Roman?
Just hanging out.
Yeah, it looks like you got sweater weather going, huh?
Oh, yeah, I got the Mr. Rogers rocking right now, dude. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Classing up the show. Look at me.
Classing it up.
Shirt.
Oh, jeez. That's good. No, that's good.
I bring it down and you bring it up. And we level out.
Oh, let me tell you about it. We're going to be classing this whole show up, dude. It's going to be amazing. I've been working behind the scenes on some stuff. I'll tell you guys a little bit later. But how you doing?
Awesome. How are you?
Good. All right, everybody, welcome. First of all, first and foremost, most important thing of the day for me starting the show is to give an extra special thank you and a round of applause from the live studio audience to the first person who was in chat today. And that was Eric, the Judge Lehman. He was on there first, and if you don't believe it, go look at his 40 bits that he typed into the chat. Woo! Let's go, Eric.
One of the nicest guys I know, man.
Eric's awesome. Very cool. All right. So today we have some stuff for you guys. It's gonna be a fun episode. We have announcements. We have Pop Top. We have announcements, and then we have a special guest calling in with video. We have PB shout outs, all kinds of good stuff. And then we've been having some questions about A-rigs, so we're going to revisit that topic, right? Did I just
Right.
blow through all of the announcements? Did I just blow through the
Almost,
show outline?
You almost got them all.
What I miss?
Pretty close.
What I miss?
We got a species challenge update.
Ooh, let's
So we're going to update our challenge. We have a species challenge going all month long, so I'm going to give you the updates on that. And I think that's about it. It's Savage Gear Drop. We're going to talk about that. Guess what? We had that last Saturday, so you guys that didn't get to go, you're going to get to see some pictures of what it was like.
Very cool. Also, shout out to Todd, because Todd also showed up at the Mad Max drop, and he actually had a set of cool I would call them like it's like the decorations, but they're like metal fish tails and stuff he's worked on that he kind of just brought and he gave them away, right?
Yeah, Todd just showed up.
Yeah.
And guy's super generous with his art, and he just gave some handouts, and randomly some people got some TV metal art refrigerator magnets. They were awesome.
Did we get pictures of his catches that day?
I don't know. Todd did not give me any pictures.
Oh, dude, he had like 5 decent sized goats, dude.
I'll get them on next week.
All right, cool.
We'll get you on next week, Todd.
Cool. Yeah, so guys, if you want to check out Todd's website, go do check him out, tbmetalart.com. One of our original supporters of the show. So thanks again, Todd. Always appreciated. We love you, Todd. And thanks for always sticking around and being part of this community.
He made this beautiful trophy you guys see behind me right there.
Yep.
And I saw a picture. He's working on my next trophy too. Thank you, Todd. looks good.
Todd, just so you know, we would love for you to do the trophy for Spotty Bowl 2022. And this time we're not going to accept a donation. We're going to actually pay for it. So that would be awesome.
That's right.
Okay. So we're not going to take no for an answer. We're paying for the trophy this year. And we're looking forward to the amazing job. Okay. So very cool. All right. Pop Top. If you're new to the show, the original name of the show was Happy Hour, but of course we couldn't keep that. It's such a generic name. So we switched it to Fishy Hour. But basically it was started during the times of when we were all on lockdown, and just for us to hang out for an hour and talk about fishing. And think of it as like a happy hour at like a bar, except everybody's at home, safe, and you can drink, and you don't need a designated driver.
There you go.
That said, you don't need to actually drink alcohol today. You could drink a refreshing beverage of your choice, anything you want, or maybe even something warm right now because it's getting cold out. Okay, here we go. Sweater weather on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best pop top you ever heard in your life, 1 being the worst. Rate Brian's pop top. Let's go.
Boboli sparkling water.
You bumped the speaker, bro. You bumped the mic, bro.
Let me get my special cup up here. Even though I'm not very happy with my team this year, but
Nice. Woo. Oh, nice. All right. Let's do this. Let's see them scores in the chat. What's up, Captain Dan? Welcome back.
Thank you, Zach.
This is Zach Riggs in the house.
8.677.
Big Jack Water Fishing. Hey, Riggs. New contest. Have Roman and Brian turn around. See if more people want to cut off Roman's hair or Brian's hair, right? You see that, dude? Look at that thing. Oh, you look like a baseball pitcher with the hair like coming out like that.
I know. I'm in between. I'm in the transition stage where it's not long and it's not short. It's just kind of ugly.
Oh, Arnie gave you a penalty for bumping the mic, bro. He gave you a 9.6 the penalty for bumping the mic. Yeah, no, it's you gotta be careful with that stuff. It's 1.7 point deduction for the KC sticker.
Oh no.
Nice. Very cool. All right. So to separate my score from Brian's score, go ahead and type in the chat what you are drinking tonight. What are you drinking tonight? Hot cocoa? Maybe a little grandpa's old cough medicine? I don't know. Whatever. Let us know.
Mad Dog 2020.
Mad Dog. Nice. Nice. All right, cool. Here it goes. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best pop top you ever heard in your life, 1 being the worst. Rate my pop top.
Nice. Quick and simple.
Dang,
Cheers,
that was fierce. All right, cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Really good.
If you want a nice cup holder, you gotta get this on your cup holder. Look, there you go. Boom.
Mango flavor for me. Pretty good.
Guess what flavor this is?
That is cola.
Yep. Nice job. The cola can and the cherry cola can is the same color. It just has a little cherry on there.
Oh, yeah. I've been looking at your Zevia cans for so long. I know by color what they are.
Yeah, one day, guys, we're gonna get Zevia to sponsor the show. That'd be amazing. I think we gave him enough promotion. There goes Zevia. Oh. If anybody knows anybody that works at Zevia, let them know. Let's see. I haven't had Mad Dog 2020 since high school. This is Leonard. High school? What?
I don't know if they still make that.
That's hilarious. Ooh, I got a 10. Thanks, Ralph. Ooh, I got a 9.85 from Big Yak. What's up, Aaron? Thank you.
Roger Stern says, yo, Roman and Brian, wanted to say hi. I'm closing the dock at Dana Landing tonight. What's up? How is it? Is it busy down there?
That's cool. What up, Roger?
Look out there. You might see a boat and a guy that you know.
1.2 point deduction for Brian's ponytail. Nice.
It's not a ponytail. It's a future
flare.
mullet.
It's a flare. Yeah, future mullets of America.
Yeah. I got something big planned for it.
All right, kiddo. All right, kiddo in bed. I'm here. What up, Salty? Salty, you missed one of my best pop tops. It's pretty good. If I do say so myself, I got like a 10. Captain Dan gave me a 10. Oh, and Ralph gave me a 10. That's 2 10s. I think that's my highest.
Wow,
highest
you
rated.
dominated tonight.
Zach gave me a 9.999. So close, yet so far.
All right, let's move on to our announcements, Roman, just because we have a ton of show to do tonight. So let's talk about our biggest announcement of the night, the move. I'm going to let you talk about that.
El move, la movida. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be moving Fishy Hour, this very show. It'll be exact same show. We're moving it to my regular YouTube channel, the Robin Castro channel, I guess. Ooh, Joey Bassett gave me a 10.1 to make up for that 0.999, so now I'm ahead. 3 10s. I was going to say...
What's up, Joey?
I got confused as I put my drink in front of my mouse. So if somebody can type in !move into the chat, please, that'll give us a link to my normal channel, what Brian calls the big channel. So it's big for me.
Leagues.
So basically, Brian and I have put in a lot of effort into growing this channel, and it's I think we've hit a plateau for a while. So we're gonna try moving it to the new channel. Sorry, we're gonna try moving it to the old channel. See how it reacts, how it grows, and then also I mentioned this on Monday. I did find an editor, which is great. So we're gonna try that person out and see if we can start getting some more videos on that channel as well. So full speed ahead, boys! It's gonna be awesome. I went ahead and enabled a feature on my regular channel for memberships. If you go over there now, don't become a member yet. We're gonna start doing that on Monday officially during the first Fishy Hour back on that channel. Just for now, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That's free. And on Monday we'll start with the new episodes of Fishy Hour on the old channel. And then it's going to be good. I think it'll give us a wider foundation to start with because, 7,000 subscribers is a lot more than like the 400 we're at now, 430 we're at now. So that said, no shows will be lost. All of the episodes we've done on this channel will continue to live on this channel, just like all the episodes we did on my original channel before we moved to this channel were preserved. And the way you figure out what order to watch them in or how to get to them is going to be through our fishyhour.com website. So the fishyhour.com website is going to be the directory. It's going to be the archive. So that way you'll see all of the you'll have access to any episodes. Also, Brian's going to go through the episodes we've already done and retitle them so they're easier for us to find. Like, for example, he was basically looking for the episode we did in the past with the A-Rigs, and he went ahead and found that. So he's going to go through these old episodes and make them more searchable. So it's going to be good. Yep. This is overall a good thing. So as you can see, Salty typed in !move, and it gave us subscribe to Roman's fishing channel, and just click on that link. It's going to take you to a pop-up where you just basically hit subscribe, and you'll be ready to go for Monday. Okay, so very cool. I think that's it for as far as that announcement goes. If anybody has any questions, if anybody's confused, let us know. I am going to put one last video an edited video on this channel, just letting everybody know that we moved back to the regular channel, and that'll be the first video that plays for them when they come here. If they happen to find this channel, they don't think it's abandoned. Okay. That's
awesome. So next announcement, me and Roman have been talking about a lot. We're just going to hit this briefly, but Merry Macmas, we got kind of, I think, a sneak peek, like you said, Roman, of what it's going to be like. We had a great time at the bait drop. I think Merry Maximus is going to carry on to that great time. So if you went to the bait drop, very similar situation, a lot of the same people. But Merry Maximus, save the date, December 4th, probably a late afternoon type deal. So time and location to be announced, but save December 4th for that. Merry Maximus. Okay, Species Challenge. For you guys that have been fishing the Species Challenge, I have an update for that. If you don't know what the Species Challenge is, it's not too late to get in. Basically, you get 1 point for every species you catch. Person that gets the most points, doesn't matter what size the fish is. Person that gets the most points wins an SLX reel. Top 5 people will get prizes. Species Challenge is going to go all the way till November 9th at midnight, and we'll be announcing the winners on the show November 10th on Wednesday. So you guys have got a couple, what's that, another week?
Yeah.
I guess that's next show is the 10th, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so you guys got 1 week left. So get out there, catch some species. You can use artificial lures, bait, live bait, cut bait. Just have to remember that has to be in our local SoCal waters. And when you take your picture of your fish, make sure you have the code SLX in the fish. Go to our Discord to post it, and all the rules are listed in there. Is that about it?
Perfect.
I think so.
So I have some funny comments worth mentioning. Cal says, shout out to Brian and Kevin for taking MMFC members out on their boats. Yeah, Brian, that was awesome of you. Also Kevin.
Welcome, guys.
Thanks for doing that, guys. That's pretty sweet. That's very
Just
cool.
so you know, I'm going to continue to do that. So one day you might get an invite.
Very cool. Very cool. And so far we've had, I think you guys have had a good experience with like boat etiquette and stuff like that. So most of the guys in our club are super respectful. So I think that there's nothing needs to be said there for now. So we're good. Also, Salty Dangler would like to know how he can get a Cool Baits shirt with his name on it.
It's a tournament shirt, dude. So let me know, Salty. I'll see if I can hook you up.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, cool. All right. Hyder's here. What up, Hyder? I'm about to belly crawl underneath a very dark deck full of spiders. No doubt. Hope I don't get bit. Oh, jeez. All right. What else we have?
Okay, Species Challenge. I'm going to give the update right now. Okay, Alex N. Last year's champion. He's in 11th place, 1 point. I think he might be sandbagging. I think
so?
like November 8th, all of a sudden it's going to be like, he's going to throw in like 10 points on us or 20 points. Who knows? That's somebody sandbagging it out there. That's, you don't have to submit it the second you catch it. But
Very true.
All right, Roy coming in with 2 points, 10th place. Good job, Roy. Eric K,
Nice.
3 points, 9th place. Peter, 86. And Aaron, Big Water Yak are both tied and for 8th place with 4 points.
Okay.
Dave Rage working his way up with 7 fish, 7th place. Adobo, I think he's new to it. Getting it done, Adobo.
Wow.
6th place already.
I like Adobo just shows up.
8 species.
He ain't playing.
Mark G out there catching them up. 9 species.
Nice,
5th
Mark.
place. Tied for 4th place with actually, I'm sorry. 4th place is Coach. Or 5th place is Coach. 4th place is Muto with Coach with 11, Muto with 12. Because I think
wow.
Muto
That's a
just
dead
submitted
heat.
one just now. Brian likes to fish, and Eric L are tied with 13. Didn't catch any this week. Eric, what happened to us? Tied for 3rd place. 2nd place, he's out there shredding. And that would be Jesse with 17 species. 2nd place.
Nice.
Get it done, Jesse.
Wait, is he in
He's got a
first?
little bit of free time, so he's out there shredding it up. 17 species. I think last year 18 won it, if I'm right. Alex, I think, got 18. In 1st place, coming in with 20 species. Already beat last year's best.
Oh,
One and only Cal.
let's
Good
go,
job,
Cal. What up? Nice job, Cal. Holding on to the lead. Keeping the
Got 1
pressure
week to
on.
Hold on to that lead, Cal.
Yep. Keeping the pressure on, man.
Get
That's awesome. Trying to figure out what he hasn't caught yet. Stingrays count, right?
Oh yeah. I
Stingrays.
mean, Cal, I tried to get him on. We tried to get on a stingray. Him to get a bat race.
Do you have all the rays? Do you have all the rays, Cal? All the sharks? Those count, right?
Nope, he doesn't.
You guys start baiting, waiting. That's
on the last day. I'll
cool.
go over on the next week's show. I'll show the person that won it. I'll show all their fish.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's awesome. Very cool.
Okay, last thing in announcements, I want to share a story. This is a story that was sent to me actually today. It's from.
It's a story time sound.
Okay. It's from Baja Dude, and that is Michael. If you guys don't know. He just wanted to bring this to my attention. He said, okay, I'm going to read it just exactly how he typed it. Just wanted to bring to the attention the possibility of birds like seagulls trying to eat top water lures like Lucky Crafts and Rapala Nomads. Unfortunately, last week, a seagull dove for my Lucky Craft and got hooked on the beak and the foot. I had to bring him into shore, took off his shirt, and grabbed the bird and ran around Spanish Landing shirtless with a seagull in his hands. That's funny. Funny story. So basically, this is what he did. It sounds like he couldn't get the seagull, the hooks out of the seagull. Hold on a second. Binks kind of. So he called Project Wildlife. I didn't know this existed. That's why I want to read this. Project Wildlife. And they took the bird. He lost his Lucky Craft, but learned his lesson. The Project Wildlife number is, and I'll post this in Discord after the show, is 619-299-7012 in case anybody in the MMFC sees local wildlife in need of help. So there is a distress number.
That's cool.
And that's good to know. And thank you for doing that. You know, a lot of people will probably just cut their line and let that bird die. But you know what? You give that bird a second chance. And that is exactly what MMFC is about. We're about respecting our fishing environment, basically.
That's cool.
And also, we're also about showing basically how good etiquette is done while we're out on the water. And to me, that is definitely, Michael, great etiquette. Thanks for taking care of that. And taking care of that the correct way. You could have just left it, but thank you for doing that.
Very cool. Yeah, like
if that bird just left it and you left a lure in it and it was flopping on the beach, every person's gonna think, oh, fisherman, or everybody that's in that dock that sees that go on. So you did the right thing. One thing I want to say about that is if you do catch a seagull and you're out on your yak or something like that, best thing to do is to get that thing in, and if you can cover its eyes, and use a rag, you could cover it and can control it a little bit. And see if you can get that hook out. A lot of times not. If you can't, make sure you cut off all the line. You want all that line cut off. And if you carry a set of these like big pliers that you guys know I carry, this is actually, you can cut your lure off and cut as much of that hook off as you can. So there's just a little bit on there. If you can't do what Michael did, was, try to save that bird.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And that was my advice, is to carry a set of pliers and even you should carry a set of pliers like that if you get hooked, so that you can cut that treble hook, or you can cut whatever you need, cut the hardware off that hook to get it out. So good job, Baja Dude.
Let's go.
That's good. Good deed of the week.
Yeah.
We should start a segment called that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Deed of the week.
Random.
Next thing up.
Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and bring in the man with a plan, Mr. Savage Gear himself.
Let's see. Let's get him on here.
Kevin, are you ready?
Get him on here. Kevin, this is your 2-second warning. 2 seconds. Sorry, we told him we were going to give him a bigger warning, but hey, that's how we do.
Put your pants on, Kevin.
Jeez. All right, let me see if I can add him to the call real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Kevin Nakata.
Says he's ready. Live on the water, guys.
We're gonna add him. Beep bop boop bop. Our production crew is working on getting that call going right now. Let's see. Oh, I hear something.
I hear him.
Hello. I hear you. Kevin. Let me bring. Let's bring you onto the show. Coming to us live from the Bay, Mr. Kevin Nakata, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause from the live studio audience.
What's up?
There you are.
There he is.
Alex right here next to me.
What up? Mr. Alex Norton over there in the background. What
There's
up?
Alex. So what's up,
What's up, Alex?
There he is.
His score is
He's champion right there. You're fishing with the champion.
Fishing
Kevin.
with the
Hope you learned
champion.
something.
Well, I know we had some opportunities today. The little bit of opportunity we had in La Jolla, so it was slow, man. Oh my gosh! The last 2 days, I took Muto yesterday, but today was also very slow. Muto and I went to the 182 down to the lower 9, fished the lower 9. Then we went back in and fished all Point Loma, well, a lot of Point Loma, and went up, fished the pipe for a second. Then we went all the way up to the 270 and then in.
Jeez.
And then,
Holy smokes.
and then I took out Alex right after that, after grabbing pizza.
And you slept on your boat last night, if I'm right?
Yeah, well, that's
Dang.
fine. I've done that, so that's
awesome,
fine.
dude.
Baller. That's awesome.
Are you fishing? Are
Now
you
we're
sure you're
fishing
fishing in
again.
Southern
I'll
California? You look like you're fishing in Maine.
Dude, it's so cold out here. You guys, it's definitely warmer in the water than it is in the air for sure. Like it's right where we're at is we found a nice warm spot thanks to some information we had from maybe Brian over there.
There you go. Hopefully you'll find those fish now. I
We
expect
found
you
a
to
few.
catch a fish while
We
you're
found
on
a
live.
I'm hoping.
Okay, Kevin. So obviously we had our bait drop on Saturday. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a screen share, and we're gonna share some photos from that day. Okay.
All right, let me see.
Here we go.
It's gonna take me a second to do this.
Well, let me switch screens to my main screen over here while Brian gets that going. Go ahead and set that share. Tell me when you're
You're
ready.
looking at yourself.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Yay! We're just slideshow time. Slideshow time. You ready, Brian? I don't want to look at your
Google
Google
Docs.
Docs, bro.
All
I've never been so disparate.
Hold on, guys. We're trying not to look at Brian's taxes. Well, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, end up in prison.
All right, I'm gonna
All right,
bring
there
over,
we go.
put into
I think we're good. How's
presentation
that
mode.
look,
Co-host.
All right.
Screen
Yep.
share. Shoo! There you guys
There
are.
it is. There it is. The table. The concrete table with the banners on it. Dude.
Okay, so I'm going to talk throughout this, guys, and Kevin, if you want to throw in some any comments or anything, Roman, let me know. But all right, so if you guys don't know, we did a bait drop for Savage Gear. Thank you very much, Kevin. Kevin brought out about 7 a.m. He brought out basically 2 packages for each person, and maybe even a little more for everybody there. I think how many we have there, Kevin? We have about 30 people show up, maybe more.
Yeah. It was probably about 30, maybe. Yeah, I'd say so. It was good.
30 people. So most of them MMFC guys. You guys probably recognize some of yourselves in there. I see Joey Basson back there. I see Cal, first one in line, grabbing. He's already got his hand on the bait. Uto back there. So you were able to. I always have to get a close up on Cal. There you are, Cal. Here's your close up.
Nice, dude.
There's Cal selecting his bait. You can see Kevin had it all laid out nicely.
Yeah, it was nice.
It's a good shot.
And some donuts too. Don't forget there was donuts there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Cal.
think, did Adobo bring those?
that was
Something
courtesy of
Adobo,
Adobo.
sorry.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
Adobo.
Thanks, Adobo.
Adobo brought those. Thank you, Adobo. And thank you, Todd, also for bringing some handouts. That was very nice of you guys.
Right.
And here's what somebody selected. So you got 2 baits and a set of hooks to go with those baits.
Yep, we had all the entire selection there from the Ned Minnow, the Savage Gear Salamander, or the Ned Salamander, and the Craw and the Goby, everything that was there. So the whole entire lineup in all the colors.
Yep.
Very cool.
And don't forget, we had a costume contest.
Oh my God.
So
That was
that's
so
Joe
good.
Aaron and Roman and mystery Michael Myers. I think we know who that is.
Michael Myers.
Michael
That's
Myers is in the MMFC.
That's what the MM stands for. Michael Myers Fishing Club.
Fishing Club, yeah.
We also had we had Gandalf show up. Gandalf showed up.
Gandalf
been
did show up.
Trying to get that pitch. Gandalf wears sandals? What?
Yeah, Under Armour.
Ever since I've seen Aaron Kruger, I've always wanted to take that picture with him, so I'll always have that.
So good. This one.
Oh my
That's a
God.
good one.
There's Roman and
Yeah.
Aaron. Muto,
there we go.
Salty.
Come on.
You guys
Oh,
don't know
hold on,
that
hold on,
Muto
hold on,
and
hold on,
Salty.
hold on, these bit. Hold on, pause,
Oh,
pause.
Oh, he's still there. He's still there.
Switch over to him.
I'm trying to go. Party split. See.
There it is.
Oh, this is blocking.
This body.
Oh, don't say that with disappointment. Say that proper.
A spotty. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, it's getting blocked. There it goes. Oh, weird. His camera moved. All right. Well, sorry we don't get to see that because you're sharing.
It's okay. That's like my 15th fish on this salamander.
Okay, we're back to the
Going for
slideshow.
as many as I can get.
All right.
All
Are
right.
you back on full screen there, Roman?
Yes.
Okay. So, a couple more photos of the bait drop.
We forgot to say Muto and Salty. Shout outs.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
There's Muto. There's Salty.
Woohoo!
Muto, are you packing a knife? Wow, he's ready.
He's
ready to go.
packing, man. He brought that vest out yesterday.
Oh, and
Yeah.
here's the MMFC event. I think we've seen that. Okay, so here's some of the gear he gave out. The Ned Crawl 2.5 inch comes in 10 different colors. Duratec plastic, which I can say with experience that stuff is super tough. I think I used one bait almost all day long.
Yep.
And it didn't break the bait. It was just I lost one. Ned Goby 2.75, 7 different colors. And to me, I think this was for the MMFC, not for me, but for the MMFC, this was the bait of the day. Wouldn't you agree there, Kevin?
Yes, I definitely think that is a phenomenal bait. So happy to
I
use
saw
it.
Kevin catch I saw you catch at least like 10 spotties, and believe it or not, guys, the Ned rig can catch a Corvina. I am witness to it. Kevin caught on this bait. Was this bait, wasn't it, Kevin?
It was a Ned salamander and mudbug.
He caught a 21-inch Corvina on it. I believe it was caught on the fall. He thinks it was caught on the pop, right?
I think it was the pop.
Oh.
How can you be the person to determine what it would felt like for the other guy hooking the fish?
I've got an eyeball that I fish with and an eyeball that I watch everything that goes on with. And I thought it was, but I
Okay.
don't know. And this is what I was using most of the day. I had this connected up to Cool Baits. This is their Ned Minnow. Also seemed to work as a pretty good little swim bait too. I know it's designed for the Ned rig hook, but I was using it all day as a swim bait, and that thing handled the spotties excellently. Made of that Duratec plastic. One of those
On the Alabama rig, that thing was awesome on the Alabama. You were dragging that.
A-rig. Yep, I had the colorful A-rig set up. Okay, here's some Savage Gear rods that's personal. I think that is Roger's personal rods he brought to show off.
Yeah, that was Roger's
Yep.
stash. Before we move on to those rods, Eric had a great question, dude. He says, on the crawl, how do you put on the hook? Through the tail or through the
Yeah,
head?
you know, that he has a super good point. It's a very tough thing to do. So there's the safety pin. You have to forego the safety pin for majority of that bait, like hooking it. It definitely is too skinny to put the safety pin through it as well. So he's got a really good point, and I've known about it, but it's I'm sure that the guys there are gonna fix that little problem coming up in the future. So
Man,
Cool.
if I'm gonna fish that thing, I'm gonna fish that thing on an offset hook, weedless. There's so many ways you could fish that thing. You could fish dropper loop rockfish on a weedless offset hook. You could use a little bullet weight and fish that thing weedless on the bottom. I mean, you don't have to use that Ned rig head. There's a ton of options for that bait.
Tokyo rig, Ichi, all that stuff.
Tokyo
Like,
rig,
there's-
yeah, that'll all work. You just have to find the right size offset hook that will fit that bait. It's probably going to be like a 1/0, maybe even a 1 size. I don't know. It's going to be a smaller hook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, here's everybody launching right after we got our baits. There's the MMFC Armada heading out. My first fish was a sheephead, which is pretty strange. They do exist in the bay.
Nice.
Here's everybody
That
discussing
was
their
such
battle
a
plan.
brown sheephead. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it had like no red to it.
Yep. Everybody discussing their battle plan. There's Dave Rage in the middle. And here we go. Mike Myers out on the water.
That's
Looks
a
he
good
caught
spotty.
that. Looks like a salamander.
Yeah, chartreuse salamander.
Yeah.
Salamander. Oh,
Malcolm Myers.
my good buddy Kevin. If you look behind us, there's a dock. He spider monkeyed up the dock of a ladder and ran in and got me a big old cheeseburger. Thank you, Kevin.
Nice.
It's the biggest cheeseburger I think I've ever ate. There's MMFC out there. Here it
Starving.
is. So there's proof. You did catch a Corvina on the Ned.
Yes, in front of you. It was
Which-
very and
amazing.
you beat it up halfway through the battle anyway, so it made for a nice net job at the end when you
Thank
actually
you.
got it.
Thank you. Don't forget to tip your captain next time.
Oh, dang.
There's Aaron. He's obviously rigged up. Is that a Savage Gear bait?
Yeah.
It is. That's the 5-inch Savage Gear trout and carp. He is extremely loyal to that bait. He loves it a lot.
Looks like it's got some use.
It has definitely gotten some use.
Here's what I fished for the day, which was the cool baits with that. What is that called? That is called. What is that bait called?
Minnow.
Ned Minnow in dark green.
Mojito.
Here's the guy just haunting it. Hey, look at the sign in the background.
Danger.
Sea danger. Dang. Oh, there it is.
A-rig with every color that was available.
Nice.
On that one, I got the white.
That's cool.
There's another one, salamander, A-rig. Oh, catching all kinds of fish
Look
on
at
this
that.
thing.
Look at that
There he is
slime.
again, haunting us. Some of the guys out there.
Oh my gosh. What is that?
That's the creepy looking one.
That's a good
He's
one.
got the knife in his hand. Oh my god.
I think he's at the bait barge and he's looking at the sea.
Yeah, that's the tour, the seal tour.
There's the one and only Salty Dangler. He showed up a little late, but of course, as always, he was slaying. I think he caught up with everybody in about an hour. He's a slayer. Cool hat, Salty. And he was catching them on the salamander, it looks like, too. And then at the end, this is the great part. Coach came out, brought us some food, fed us all again, which Coach does. We really appreciate that. There's Mutu and Zach enjoying the after. You know what? MMFC is an awesome club. Even after we're done fishing, we got to come to shores, tell all our stories, tell all our old stories. This guy right here was having a good time.
I was cracking up the whole time. Sorry, guys. That was awesome.
Roman's kind of sitting back there listening to the stories and cracking up. Salty was a little confused why he's so funny. He's like, what's going on here?
That's just Salty judging me. Don't judge me, Salty.
I think it is.
No, I was
Judging.
kidding.
This is Leonard, Dave Rage, been packing it up. And this is what it's all about, guys, right here to me. MMFC, all smiles, all good times. And it was a great, fun event, guys. And that is the recap for the bait drop. So I'm
Very
going
nice.
to
Very cool. Oh, let me get this.
Very nice. Very
back
nice.
to-
Oh, we got a biter.
Oh, we do? Party split? Let's
Yeah, we got a
see.
biter right here. I got it.
go to Alex.
End your share so we can see. There you go.
Oh, what's that double up? Hold on, man. Dang it.
We can see your screen now, Brian. I mean, Kevin, so you can share your catch if you catch another one.
He's on right here.
See what
Let's
he's
go,
got.
Alex! Yeah! Bring it to the
Look at
camera.
that.
Bring it real close.
Bring it close. Let's see
Extreme
what's got
close-up.
it on there.
Shoo! Nice.
Show the bait in its mouth. I want to see what you're fishing.
Jeez. Jeez. Ouch!
Right there. Can you see it?
Yum.
I see a Ned rig head.
Yeah.
Is it the salamander?
Nope.
Oh, is it the goby?
Is that the minnow?
Nope. You're off by three
The
other ones.
the craw?
No, that thing got hooked
Is
good.
that the tube one? Must be the
Yeah.
tube.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
He's gonna pull it right now. Oh, there it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is that
The
the
goby.
same one since
It's the
yesterday?
goby, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Very nice.
Are you full? Are we split screen?
Yeah, we're full. We're three ways.
Okay, so here's the bait I fished the entire time, which was oh, that's not it. This one's it. Which was this dark green. Caught all my fish on this guy pretty much, and I caught them all on the A-rig, and you can see that this thing is still good to go. You could go out in the water right now and catch another 10 spotties on that thing.
Very cool. All right.
Kevin, I'm very impressed about the especially the material they're using on those. It's very durable. And in the
Appreciate
spotting
that.
world, we've had many conversations about certain swim baits where you get like one fish for every 5 baits because they bite that tail off.
Yeah.
There's some baits that are just not very durable. They work very well, but I'll give you props on these. That Duratec plastic really holds up to these spotties, and they're
Very cool.
ferocious.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah. Hopefully the other stuff that comes out when it comes out, the Duratec minnow gets bigger. It is getting bigger. They're gonna offer a bigger one, so I think there'll be even more options for people.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
and I'm looking forward to trying this big dog out, which is
Yeah.
Dragon tail. I only got
Dragon
we only
tail.
tried this for a short
Damn,
amount of
that
time.
looks
but
awesome.
This thing looks like it's
Yeah.
what's this? It's 8-inch or 6-inch?
6-inch.
Then La Jolla,
That's
dude.
a 6.
It's got all this all these like
Ripples.
what do you call those on there? Ribs on it, I guess.
Yeah.
Ribs.
That create movement, excitement, everything that you need to catch a spotty. So I'm looking forward to putting some time in fishing that too.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, it
well,
was a great event. Thank you for allowing us to do that. It was on behalf of Savage Gear, we'd like to thank everyone for coming and trying out our baits and giving us a chance. And I know that everyone's who fishes is gonna really like what they see. And if you guys really can help support them by growing in this community, just tell any tackle shop that's around here, like, hey, I want you guys to carry this. It's awesome. Whoever your tackle shop is, just let them know, and then I'll get to them. So I'm literally the guy that's going to go to that shop and then start showing them the stuff. So that's how the relationship grows and helps you guys get baits that you guys want. And obviously, the more that you guys fish it and the more you guys buy it and the more you guys talk about it, the more options come available to have particular things made. So
Yeah.
that's the real future, is to get some other stuff made,
that's
Yeah,
that's
I looked through the webpage and I looked through the catalog, and I've already thought of all the spotty killer baits that you guys make. So I'm gonna put some of those to test.
super
All right.
cool.
I'm looking
Very
forward
cool.
to it.
Awesome.
All right, Kevin. Good luck out there,
and,
man. Don't
I
freeze.
got a shameless plug. Hold on.
Go for it.
If you guys can follow my new page, I'm
Oh,
doing
yeah.
a new Instagram page. It's called fishing_rep. That's me. I'm gonna be starting from basically a couple days ago. I started from nothing, and I'm gonna build it up to have a bunch of content related to the things that I promote.
Cool.
And if you guys can give me a shout out there every now and then, tag me on everything you guys are gonna be using with two brands, Bubba and Savage Gear. Tag me on everything. I'll be able to go ahead and share that, and also people from those two companies can see it too, and they're really active in sharing it. Oh, hello, I'm on.
Ooh. All right. Show us.
Ooh, that's a big
Okay,
one.
so perfect. So it's at fishing_rep on Instagram, and
Yes.
we're gonna let Kevin show us his last catch, and then we're gonna sign off on this good note.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Fire.
Another spotty.
On the Savage Gear Ned Salamander. That's number 15.
Nice. There it
Yeah,
is.
dude.
Kevin almost got me to fish the Ned rig. Almost. Fished it for
You did. You did, and I caught it on video. I caught it on video,
Nah.
and you were catching them with it too.
Nah.
You just don't
Nah.
admit to it.
ever.
Very funny. Cool.
All right, Kevin.
Awesome. Thanks,
That was
Kevin.
awesome fishing with you this weekend.
Good night, Alex.
All right, sounds good.
See you guys.
See you, Alex.
Taking them out with a round of applause from the live studio audience. Woo! Thank you, Mr. Kevin Nakata. Alex in the background. Good luck, guys. Get him.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right. That was awesome. It's always fun having Kevin on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And nothing like live catching fish on the show. That's awesome.
Yeah, and when I talk about this plastic being super durable, guys, it really is. I'm not just saying that. It's like super durable. Just remember though,
Are you
when
getting paid?
store this
Are you getting
stuff-
paid for that, Brian? Is that paid
Not yet.
sponsorship? Is that paid promotion? No, me either. We're good. Any benefit that came from this outing, guys, was to your benefit. So I try to do that as much as possible, so that if any company approaches me and says, "Hey, we're gonna give you a ton of money to promote our product," I'm like, "No, don't give me a ton of money to promote my product. To promote your product, give me a bunch of product to give to my peoples." Okay, and so that's the philosophy I'm using now. Like
Not
wanna-
saying we won't accept a ton of money.
we will accept a ton of money for sure, because we gotta pay for the clubhouse. You know, we gotta pay for the MMFC
Right.
clubhouse.
We've got to buy our bus too.
That's
one
right.
day.
The bus, the boat, the yacht.
Got our own slip.
Yep,
We
our
gotta-
own slip.
Hey, we got to have
Right.
a hot tub pontoon boat.
Exactly.
roll.
Hot tub pontoon boat with a slide. 2 slides. One slide into the hot tub, one slide to the bay. Yeah.
I say we put out a fund and we rent that thing one time this year.
that-
That's gonna
That's to be.
the coldest day
Yes.
of the year, January, when we have the whole bay to ourselves. Hot tub MMFC outing.
With the barbecue. What up, Bo? Dude, Bo, it's been forever. Accept the boat. Accept the boat, says Bo. Hey, Bo, we're moving back to my regular channel for Fish Hour going forward. So just a reminder again, guys, if you just jumped on, if you missed an announcement at the beginning of this episode, this will be our last episode on the Fishy Hour channel with Roman. We're moving the show back to my normal fishing channel, Roman Castro on YouTube. So if you need to get the link for that, type in !move. Thanks, Leonard. And then you'll see the link for my regular channel. Over there, we just passed 7,000 subscribers, and so it's more opportunity for the show to grow a little bit faster. So we're gonna keep doing the show. Monday and Wednesday we'll be here. Actually, we'll be there. And then this channel will have its final video published, where it's gonna just basically be reminding you that we moved over to the original channel. And then none of these episodes that we've done on this channel will be lost. They will be preserved, and we will have a Cal's comment is hilarious. And we will have
Roman.
Yeah.
I don't have to cut you off. Can you give me 1 minute? I gotta go grab something. I'll be right back.
Of course. Go ahead. All right. So while Brian is doing this thing, that's the announcements, guys. That's what we need to keep track of. That. I wanted to come out this past weekend, but was stuck in San Antonio for work. Oh, dang. Yeah, well, we're gonna have more events, Bo. Quick reminder, Bo, if you missed it last time, December 4th, we're doing MACMIS, which is our holiday get together. Captain Dan and who has a second pizza oven? Is that Todd? Somebody else has a second pizza oven. Well, basically, we're going to be running 2 pizza ovens, and Captain Dan will be doing pizzas for us. It's going to be awesome. We're going to get the gazebo in Mission Bay, one of the gazebos in Mission Bay, and we're going to do a white elephant gift exchange. That is on December 4th. So be there. It'll be towards the afternoon into the evening. So we're not fishing. You can bring fishing stuff if you want, but the goal of this get together is just to hang out and talk. Like Brian mentioned earlier, we had a little bit of a preview of what it's going to be like with the bait drop. It was cool. Like you just didn't want to leave. Like it's been forever since I've been around a lot of cool people and just been able to like hang out and talk and share stories, even if it's just random stuff. It's just you forget what it's like to like break bread with people and like just hang out and have fun and talk about common interests, or maybe not even common interests, just like life, you know, whatever. It was fun. I think Brian's back. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
I had after I had such a good time talking to those guys. Everybody's so cool, gets along. You know, it's like we're all common with talking about fishing. It was just a great time. I missed what you said, but I think it was something in that, that aspect.
Yep. Just because Bo missed the beginning, so I just letting him know that we're doing the MACMIS. And Bo, we're doing a white elephant gift exchange. So if you want to participate in that, it'll be just bring something that's already wrapped, that's worth about $20, and then we'll do that whole thing, and that'll be pretty entertaining, I think.
Dave Rich says, I stayed till 9 p.m. My wife thought I'd be home at 3. Dave Rich, I didn't get into my house until about 10 p.m.
Oh, jeez.
We were out there. A lot of talking. I don't know what happened, but I guess fishermen can talk for a long time.
That's funny.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna stop reading now. We gotta move on here.
Yes, Eric. That's hilarious. We're selling that. We're selling that in the shop soon. Confidence.
That's right.
Fishing
no,
confidence.
We're building confidence. You keep watching the show, we're going to build up confidence.
Or if you don't want to watch, we just sell it to you directly. Ship it to your house. So I know
last week I said I had a part 2 on selecting baits and lures. I'm going to push that forward just because I saw so much interest in the A-rig all of a sudden. I know I did an A-rig show. I actually did an A-rig show, and this is the mini version of that. If you want to see this full A-rig setup, the whole show, go back to episode 49. It was aired on 8/5/2020, that long ago, Roman.
Wow.
Go back, watch that show, and that's where we break down the whole A-rig. But this is going to be a mini version of it. I just saw so much interest, Roman. I thought, hey, let's strike the strike the iron while it's hot. This is a hot subject right now. A lot of people are getting their first A-rigs. When I did that show, a lot of these guys weren't watching this show, so we got some new people. So we're going to break down the A-rig again.
Eric said $20 a jar. $20 per jar of confidence, and then Salty Dangler asked if there was a money back guarantee, and then Eric said no, you just have to buy more. It means that if we still don't have confidence, it means you didn't buy enough. That is hilarious. All right, let's do this. Do you need me
Let's
to
do this.
go full screen?
No, I'll say split screen the whole time, I think.
Okay.
That way you can throw in your comments also. Okay, so I always like to start the foundation of the A-Rig, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of history of the A-Rig. And the inventor of the A-Rig is actually Andy Poss. And how he came up with this idea is he was watching Animal Planet one day and noticed a gigantic bait ball and tuna were swarming it. And in his mind, he came up, he's like, how could I mimic that natural situation of something that would look like a bait ball? Because, you know, that's what a lot of the fish do. Bass are like predators too. They'll do the same thing. They'll push the bait up to the shore. They'll push it up to the surface. And when you ever see that bait kind of going nuts on the surface, that's because something underneath is pushing that in a direction to where it's easy for them to attack. So in his mind, he came up, how can I mimic that? At the time, nobody really was. And he invented in his garage on July 2011 the A-Rig. Right after he invented it, he entered his first tournament with that A-Rig. And nobody had seen this before. And he won the tournament with that A-Rig. And not only did he win it, but he lapped second place by 17.5 pounds. So he beat second place by that much weight. And because of that, everybody's like, hey, what the heck is that thing? Is that even legal? Because it was brand new, you know. Yeah. And because of that, it got banned from a lot of the tournaments back then because people were saying, hey, I'm not fishing an A-Rig. Why am I even going to go to this tournament? Because Andy's there with that A-Rig and he's cleaning house.
So Bo's asking if he was actually from Alabama.
I think he was. I'm not sure. If you watch the episode I told you about on 8520, I have the full story of him. This is like the abbreviated version of it. So you'd have to go back to that episode.
8520 is the date that show aired. If one of the admins could find that episode, it would be on the Fishy Hour channel.
Yep.
Put the link in the
49.
Episode. Yeah. What's the date again?
8520.
8520. Look for 8520. It'll be in the title, and then just post a link in here. That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yep. So this is the abbreviated version of that. That's the full A-Rig breakdown. So where was it? Oh, yeah. So it got banned in some of the tournaments because people were saying like, hey, if I'm not fishing the A-Rig, why the heck am I even doing it? Because I'm not going to win because this guy's cleaning up. So it was banned for a while. And people started saying, oh, it's cheater's bait, you know. But since then, now that it's mass marketed, it's everybody can buy an A-Rig. Back then he was making them, but now everybody can buy one. It's not limited to tournaments now. You can fish this in almost all tournaments. I don't know any tournaments that are banned anymore. There are restrictions though. We're lucky in saltwater. We can put as many hooks as we want on that thing. You can, as long as you're not fishing for rockfish. Rockfish, you can only have 2 fish. But if you're in the bays, load that baby up with 5 hooks, 7 hooks, whatever, how many arms it has. But in saltwater, in our local saltwaters, it's 3 hooks only. So you got to put on 2 dummy baits or 2 spinners on top, something so where you only have 3 hooks. In Arizona, I found out when I fished Lake Mead, it's only 2 hooks.
Oh, wow.
I know, and that kind of threw off my A-Rig a little bit. Yeah. I actually have one of the ones I fished out there, but I just put on 2 little spirals and I have dummy baits and then 2, but you don't have that nice trailer hook off the back. I had to kind of rig this thing up differently. But Arizona, so make sure before you fish an A-Rig, especially in freshwater, you know the local rules because you don't want to get caught with a 5-hook A-Rig while you're catching a bass by the Ranger because it's probably going to be a big ticket.
Yeah. Oh, also, so Leonard said that the episode's in Discord and he went and copied it and put it in the chat. So there you go.
Thank you, Leonard. We can always count on you.
Very cool.
What makes A-Rig so awesome? Basically, the flash it puts out, I think. When you're dragging that thing through the water, some of them have a spinner on all 4 arms. Plus, if you have a underspinner, a cool bait on the back, it's got all those spinners. So when that thing's coming through the water, just think of it as like a disco ball. And the fish, that thing's sending light in every direction, 360 degrees. So it's mimicking that school of fish that they would normally be looking for. Another thing I like about the A-Rig is that you can adjust the depth that you're fishing it. You know, for spotties mainly, in the bay fishing, we fish that down on the bottom. So that's an easy lure to get down there and fish the bottom. And I personally think, I talked about this before, that those big spotties, they are looking for the school. They're old. They don't want to put too much effort into catching food. They've been doing this for a long time. So if they see one little fish swim by, they might be just like, eh. But if they see a school of fish going by them or near them, they're going to say, oh, that's easy pickings. I'm just going to grab up and grab one of those. So
I think when they're doing that, they actually, when they attack little bait balls like that, I think they eat multiple on that same school. we were fishing one time with bait, and I had 2 lines out with little squid, and I guess they were close enough to each other. This fish was hooked on both of my lures. Like he was hooked. He ate both pieces, even though they were on 2 separate rods.
That wasn't that.
It was like in the
South
back
Bay
bay.
trip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's possible to get multiple fish. We've got many dubs. Sometimes you get a triple on those, but yeah, you can get multiple fish that way too. But I think that's what the big guys are looking for. They want that whole school of fish. They don't want to be chasing one at a time. So for me, spotty bowl, a lot of my big fish, and I think the day that I faced adobo, we were both fishing the A rig, and I think that got me the actual winning fish of spotty bowl was from the A rig, and it was a pretty big fish, and I think that's what they're looking for. All right, so that's the history, and that's what an actual A rig is. So there's different types of A rigs, Roman. So I'll show you a couple that I fish. Start out with this one right here. This is, I think, a Yum cool bait. Comes with this kind of little plastic fish head on here. This is the one I was using in freshwater right here. And they also make different sizes. So this right here is a Recon A-rig, and this is their standard size, and this is the XL size. And normally for spotties, most of the time I fish this standard size one. You could see the difference between the two. Is that showing up on do I need to go full screen? Okay, cool. So this is the XL, has a 1 inch longer arm, has a little thicker line, or a little thicker wire, so that you can put a larger bait on there without it collapsing, holds it out a little bigger. With the XL, I'll put all 1 ounce cool baits on there. And this is for my deep water fishing. If I'm fishing 30, 40, 50 feet deep and I got to get all the way down the bottom and like high current, I'll use this guy. I'll drag this down the bottom. This is pretty much the one I use for sand bass or any fish that are in deeper water. But this is my go-to for spotties, which is I guess you'd call it the smaller version of it, a little lighter.
Do you use the same size heads on all of them, or do you have heavier ones on the bottom than the top?
Thanks for asking. Yeah, so the way I do it, if you look at this one right here, I have basically 2 different sizes of weights. This one right here is set up for about 20 feet deep water. And I put 2 half ounces on here on the bottom. And this does have a bottom. So when it's swimming, these half ounces are going to be back here, half ounce on the back. And then I put 2 1/8 ounce up here on the top. So just the weight of these heavier lures will bring this thing through the bottom like that. And experiment with the colors. I've been getting into like 2 or 3 different colors on them. If one falls off, I put on whatever I got. And I used to put all the same colors, but one different color for like a target bait. But now I'm kind of experimenting with multiple colors. Seems to be working. Nice. This is an actual one I used this weekend with Kevin, and this has got cool. All their Savage Gear baits on it. It's super stretchy.
Very cool.
And with this one, this is my shallow setup. So I have all 1/8 around it and a 1/8 down here on the bottom. So I keep it super light. If we're fishing like me and Kevin were 5-10 feet of deep water, make that thing as light as possible.
Yeah.
And if you go back to that old episode, I actually make a version of this with no weights on it, just actually one weight so it turns around, but all offset hooks and baits, and it makes it really weedless. So you can also experiment with, it doesn't always have to be a lead head on there. You can do an offset hook just to lighten it up. I like the A-rig, so when I toss it in, I want it to sink as slow as possible. And the lighter it is, if you're in shallower water, if you have this gigantic A-rig and you try to, with all these 1 ounce, and you try to cast this thing in 10 feet of water, it's just going to hit the bottom and you're going to be mowing the lawn. It's just going to be pulling in that grass every time. You'd have to reel it so fast to keep it just above that grass. It's just too heavy. So once you figure out the weight of your A-rig, where you can just hit the water, do a mental count in your head of like how long it takes to get to the bottom, next cast, think about that number, and right before it hit the bottom last time, start reeling and try to keep this thing maybe a foot or 2 above that grass. Don't drag it through the grass or you're going to have a bad day. You're going to be pulling grass out of this thing all the time. So keep it as light as you can. If there's a ton of current, you have to add weight. Or if there's a ton of depth, you pretty much have to add weight because it won't make its way to the bottom. It'll just hover back there.
Very cool. Very cool.
Swim baits. Use whatever you like. I use MC. I use 6th Sense Divine. I use Savage Gear sometimes now. So use whatever swim baits you want. They all work. Kitex work too. Just to use what you got, use what you like. For me, I like a 2.8 inch with a smaller hook. especially in the wintertime. I think the fish are maybe a little more selective, a little lazier, so they might be going after those actual little baits. But it doesn't say that you can't put on like a big 4-inch or 6-inch swim bait. Those will also work. But whatever swim bait you want, pick whatever color you want. I like dark greens, but pick whatever color. Okay, rod and reels. So this was a big subject online. I have 4 A-rig setups, Roman. I know it's pretty, it's getting out of control basically. But I would say this is probably the most, if you're gonna buy one, like a 300 size bait caster. Bait caster, you want to use a bait caster because a spinning reel just doesn't quite have the power for it. I mean, if you have a really big spinning reel, you could probably get away with it. But I would recommend, if you're going to buy one setup, a 300 size bait caster and 65-pound braid for sure. These things are not cheap. 65. I don't think the line matters on these. I don't run a leader or anything like that. I mean, it's a big wire ball, so I'm not worried about finesse or keeping anything hidden, invisible in the water. So 65-pound braid. That way, if you do get it snagged, you'll have the opportunity to get that off the bottom. And when you cast this, if it does get like a wind knot or something in it, hopefully it won't break off. Not saying it won't with this, but 300 size. This is a Daiwa Alexa. That's probably a pretty popular one. The Tranks is good too. Kuma makes them. Everybody makes a 300 size, but that's a size I'm going to recommend. And that would be for probably this setup. When you go to the big gun setup, like this is actually 5 ounces of lead on this thing. I used to pull this in with that 300 until I went out and got that 400 size reel, that Daiwa, this setup. And if you're going to throw the big heavy A-rig, I'm going to recommend to go with a low gear ratio and a 400 size reel. I mean, I would say if you're going to get one setup, get the 300. But if you plan on going deep, 50 feet deep and dragging this thing around the bottom, go with a bigger setup. And you're also going to need a heavier rod. This is basically my inshore rod. What is this? Daiwa Protus boat version, I think it's called. It's got that long handle on the back, but 400 size reel. It's got the power handle, and that will muscle in that. Nice thing about this too is that big heavy deep one, you get that thing caught on rocks a lot, Roman. So be careful where you fish that thing. And with a rod like this, sometimes you can power it off, work some angles, get that thing off the bottom. So you want to have some pulling power. But you don't want to go out and buy a super expensive setup.
Hey, can you go over the rod of the first setup, please?
Yeah, that is. So most of the guys in MFC have this rod.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing I don't like about it, this is an iRod Bama edition. Only thing I don't like about it is the micro guides. We're throwing 65-pound braid through it. If I could change one thing about this rod, the rod feels right. It's just I don't like the thinness of the guides. So it's not a bad A-rig rod, but it's not my favorite one just because of the guides. I throw it because I bought it, and I'm going to give it like a 3 out of 5 just because of the guides.
What are like the stats?
But it's a good price
like,
too. I think it's $150.
So length and like power and all that stuff on it.
I think the Bama edition, it only comes in one length. It's a 710. So I think it's a 710. It's pretty long, and it's a heavy rod.
Cool.
Just straight heavy. So
what's up, Roy?
Yeah,
Welcome
710 lure weights 1 to 4 ounce, 50 to 70-pound braid. 710.
Very cool. Hey, Roy, in case you missed it, we're reviewing some A-rig stuff real quick, and then also this is the last episode of Fishy Hour we're doing on this channel. We're moving the show Fishy Hour back to my original channel, so we'll be back in the original channel on Monday, starting Monday. And you already subscribed, so you won't miss it.
200 size reel, and you just want to get an A-rig, but you don't want to go out and invest in a whole setup just to fish because you're not sure yet. This is your first A-rig.
Yep.
I use a 200 size reel all the time on my lightweight stuff. And I actually kind of like it because I'll use a little smaller rod. I usually use my M1 rod. I have this Mojo Bass rod, Bass Pro Shop rod that I picked up trying this thing out. But I like this because if you do a really light one with all 1/8,
you
have a little bit of sensitivity to it. It's not like the beast like those where it's just a broomstick where you're not feeling the bottom. So with a little more sensitive bass rod, like a swim bait rod, crankbait rod, something like that, something a little heavier that you already have, try the lightweight A-rig and try this out. I would still recommend 65-pound braid or at least 50, just because you don't want to lose this thing. But not saying that you don't. And check if you have a low gear ratio one, use that one too. This is my Tranks 200. I've been throwing A-rigs with that. So you don't have to go out and buy a whole setup just dedicated to A-rig. But once you figure out the A-rig and you like it, go for it. All right, next thing I'm going to talk about is when you buy an A-rig, Roman, they don't come all pre-set up. You don't just buy it and go fish it. You've got to put some work into it. So when you buy an A-rig, they generally come like this, Roman. Some of the Yum ones that I showed, they come like this. They come pre-bent. They come in like a little plastic tube. When you pull it out, they just kind of go into shape. They're already pre-shaped. But most of the A-rigs you're going to buy are going to come. I know Aaron just ordered one. So when you get this in the mail and you look at this and you go, what the heck is this thing? This is how they come. So I'm going to show you how to bend this thing. So open it up. This is the smaller version of it. And the first thing you're going to look at is this thing has an eye on the front, right?
Yep.
And when you're bending this thing, you always want to hold this thing up. If you bend it and it's turned sideways the way you want it, it's not gonna pull it true. So make
Point
sure
it
that
at the camera.
this thing.
Point it at the camera. There you go.
Actually, I did a drawing of it. So it's the very front of it, this eye. So when you do that, you want this eye facing up before you start getting bit, before you start bending it. So I always hold it by just like this. I know the orientation is pointed up. Then you're going to look at this, and there's one of them that's extra long, sticks way out the back here, and you're not going to bend that one. That one's going to stay exactly where it's at. That's like the stinger hook one on the very back. It's going to stay right out the back. So you want to make sure you don't bend the extra long one. And then when you go and look in here, you're going to take a look at all the wires, and some are on top and some are on the bottom. And you want to try to orient which ones are on top and which ones are on bottom. So I'm looking at this wire right here. That one's on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my thumb and I'm going to go about an 1/8 inch down. You don't want to bend it all the way up here at this little ring right here because it could cause some friction. Over time, it can wear a spot right there and it'll break that arm off. So select your arm. This arm right here. I got it facing up and we're going to bend that thing up just like that. And you can see it's like a 1/4 inch back. 1/8 inch back right there. That's about what you want. And we're going to try to bend this in a X-Wing fighter kind of style. It's my Star Wars reference. So here's one right here. So you bend it so that there's 2 on top, 2 on bottom. And that's the way I bend it. I think that's the way most everybody does. So you could, I guess, get creative and do it other ways, but that's how you're going to bend all 5. So you're going to examine every one. Make sure you hold this eye so you know which way's up top. And if you do happen to bend it a little in the wrong direction, you can always manipulate these a little bit. Don't think it's the end of the world if you've bent the wrong one. You can manipulate them a little bit. Actually, pretty heavy duty. So I'm going to bend the second one. And I'm doing it fast, but take your time, guys, on this. And there you go. It's all bent. And remember, you can adjust them a little bit if you want a tighter X or however you want. But that's how you're going to bend all those things.
Very cool.
So once you've done that, they come stock with these clips. And you just clip on your cool bait or clip on your favorite bait right there, swim bait, and you're pretty much ready to go. If you want to get really into it, if you watch that other episode, I talk about swapping out some of the parts. Some of the parts that come with these are a little inexpensive. They have these big clips. You like those, Roman. I personally don't like these that much just because I think they look funky. Sometimes I fish with them, sometimes I don't. But if I really want to put my time into this A-rig, I'll take my pliers. Where are those big things? And I'll actually cut this swivel and this clip off, and I'll replace it with ball bearing ones. Spro makes them. They're about $1 each. And they're actually a ball bearing swivel, so they swivel really nice. And I'll replace the clip with a hyperwire split ring. And that's like a nice clean setup. I don't have to worry about this clip opening or breaking off. And the ball bearings make the fish swim, I think, a little bit better.
Very cool. There you go. If you want more details on this A-rig setup, the episode is up. Leonard posted it, and it's also posted in Discord. We spent like 2 hours on it almost, right? That was a long episode.
You know what? It's funny. I watched that, and you go back, and it's before I got good internet. And I'm so disappointed because we put so much effort into that one, and the internet is kind of like a little choppy, and the sound's kind of funky. But that's the way we started, man. That's old school right there, right?
Yep.
Okay, last thing about the A-rig, how to fish it. So I think I've hit all the bases on rigging that thing up. How do you fish this thing? So for me, it's my number one weapon. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I love fishing the A-rig. You could talk to Kevin when he went out with me. I lasted about 10 minutes on the Ned rig, and it catches fish. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it does.
But it's a fish slayer. It was the number one used lure in Spotty Bowl when I did the poll. Remember?
Yeah.
So the Ned rig catches tons of fish. But man, I am so into casting and that hook set and power fishing. That's just the way I am. Cool baits and Ned, the A-rig are my number one weapons. I love to fish those. It's just fun for me. I love that. Okay, how do you fish this? So awesome thing about this thing is you can cast it really far, Roman, especially if you're casting with the wind. So the first thing you want to do is learn how to cast this thing. Set your reel up. You don't want to get a lot of wind knots. There's an episode that I'm going to refer to later that how to set up your reel so you don't get backlashes. Set your reel up. Practice a few times before you get out there and do the Hail Mary launch. Throw it softly a couple of times. Make sure your reel's operating correctly. You don't want that thing to snag and go off into Neverland like we've all seen an A-rig do.
Dang.
So
longest cast ever.
it far. Careful of the wind, because when you're casting with the wind and you're casting into the wind, you got to be a little careful. That's where you get your wind knots. Cast this thing 360 degrees. So when you get up your spot, fan cast it. Like Roman has a video on how to fan cast that thing against whatever you're fishing, 360 degrees. Search the whole area. Be careful around structure, because if you get this thing caught, especially like on a rope or a shopping cart or whatever's under the water, a rock, line bike, they're hard to get off. So you have to work at different angle. If you do get it caught, go the exact opposite angle you were fishing and try to pull it uphill away from where it was and see you can get off. But be careful where you throw these things. If you're fishing like a reef, I wouldn't even throw it unless you're really good at keeping it right above it, because they'll get caught. The key to this thing is figuring out your cadence and figuring out your timing. When you figure out you're fishing 20 feet deep of water, throw that thing in, first cast, watch your line as that thing sinks down to the bottom. When that thing hits the bottom, your lines on the surface is going to go slack. Keep a mental note how long that took. If that took 6 seconds, try to time yourself 5 seconds. You want right before that thing hits the bottom to give that thing a crank, bring it up off the bottom, and then just basically run it parallel with the bottom or right above that grass. So it takes a little bit of time to learn the A-rig. You're going to go through a lot of parts where you're pulling that thing up and you're pulling grass and moss and all kinds of crud out of it. It's going to be frustrating. But once you get that cadence down and you keep that thing right above the grass, trust me, it'll work for you. Don't forget, same with like when you're fishing an underspin, make sure you pause it, get it going, pause it, pulse it. You can jig it a little bit. So when you're fishing it in, crank it, so that this thing looks like it's actually a school of fish. So when that thing's coming in, it's pulsing, just like school of fish would, pulsing. So make sure you either jig it or you pulse it with your reel. Either way, and it just figure that out. And last thing about A-rigs, you got to maintain them. So when I get home, I think I talked about this before. When I flush out my boat with salt away, I have a bucket. Nice. I just dip my A-rig in there, get all the salt off it. But if you don't have that, buy salt away and a little spray bottle. Spray these things down, because if you don't, next time you go out, those bearings and everything are going to be really stiff. They're not going to want to turn correctly. And when that bait's going through the water and it's all at a cockeyed angle, it's not going to get bit. Those fish are smart. If they see one thing that throws them off, if the hook is snagged on something else, or you've got a piece of grass on there, this thing has to be clean and it has to be operating correctly in order for it to catch fish. Trust me, they will notice that if one fish looks weird, they notice that, in my experience with it. And I've got a ton of experience with those. So make sure you maintain it. Even if you want to really get into it, you can use your same oil you use on your reel, on those little ball bearings or on those little swivels. Put a little dap on there, clean it all off so it doesn't give any scent out. But
show us that.
Maintain those things.
Show us our next future sponsor.
What is this? Lucas
Oil.
I wish.
What's it called? I have one of those too.
Yeah, that's like you get that. That's like real oil that you get at Turner's. That's pretty common. And just put a little bit on all these little swivelly parts. I think that's it about A-rig for tonight.
Perfect. That's
unless
good
anybody
math.
has any questions.
That's good. I think we beat that horse.
We
I
beat
like
that
it.
horse. All right. So for all you guys that are just getting into A-rig fishing,
There you go.
hopefully that gave you a few ideas. Skate lube.
Speed skate
tried
lube.
that.
It's funny. I have never heard of Salt Away.
Oh.
Gonna have to check. Oh, yeah. There you go.
It's like super expensive, but it's a massive concentrate. They sell a little jug. I think it's $30, but like a cap full of it you can use for the entire spray bottle. So for my boat, I use a lot of it, but if you're using it just for maintenance, dude, it will last you a lifetime, one little bottle. And one thing I wanted to also say is when you pull in your A-rig after you cast it, sometimes this thing will hit the water and turn around upside down before you reel it. And then when you get it back to the boat, your line is wrapped under the bottom and you barely notice it because it's still coming out the top, but it's wrapped under there. So every time you pull this thing in, look at it and make sure your line is still coming straight out of the eye of the A-rig. It's not wrapped around the back. Because it's wrapped around the back, when it's going through the water, it's going to look like this.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that line hasn't wrapped around it. And the key to get it so it won't do that is right when you cast this thing, right before the water, use your thumb. Like I'm talking like a foot before it hits the water. Use your thumb to slow it down. And instead of falling in like this, when it slows it down, it'll pull some tension on that line and it'll straighten it out and it'll fall in the correct way, which is facing you. So that would be my last tip on the A-rig.
There you go. Very cool.
And I've lost my voice, so it's your turn to talk for a minute.
Oh. Cool. So that's it, guys. That's it for as far as A-rigs go. Now we're gonna get to the last. Is the last segment of the show? We
got PB shoutouts.
PB shoutouts tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
We got PB shoutouts. Oh, we're past 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we're past 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna cue
try to talk as fast as possible. All right. So PB shoutouts. Let me go to screen share, Roman.
Okay. Right here. Quick reminder again. For the last time tonight, not for the last time tonight, probably the second to the last time tonight, we're going to be doing Fishy Hour on my regular channel. So go type in !move into the channel, into the text, and you'll see Nightbot responds with subscribe to Roman's fishing channel on the YouTube. Okay. So I'll see you guys back there on Monday. So starting next week, we'll be back on the regular channel. Okay. This channel will still continue to exist, but all the new episodes, all the lives will happen in the new channel. Here we go. Ready?
Hello, race fan.
Oops, wrong one.
We've seen you out on the water. They say you fishing harder. I guess we'll find out this week on our PB Shoutout!
There you go. Awesome. Let's go.
I love that music. Thank you, Anthony, for doing that. All right, PB shoutouts. Hopefully we got some new people in there. If you're new to this, PB shoutouts, you send me pictures on Instagram or via Discord. Brian likes to fish. And if you have a fish that you want to show off, it doesn't have to be a PB. It can be anything you're proud of or any fish you caught that you want to show off. Send it to me. You'll be on PB shoutouts just like Cal.
There you go. Nice. Very cool.
Okay. First shout out. Oh, we got these two guys. We just saw those guys out on the boat.
What?
So I wanted to say thanks to Kevin for taking Alex out. That was awesome. If you guys are on Discord, you would have seen Kevin's message. Hey, if anybody's in the area, come on out and fish with me. There they are. Alex N, species champion, current species champion, and Kevin. So thank you, Kevin, for doing that. And we have a MMFC record rockfish set by Jesse. If you guys... Dude, guys, there's a lot of vacant records. You may look at this and say 2.5 pounds. I've caught a ton of rockfish bigger than that. Well, unless you submit them, we don't know. So if you want to set some records in the MMFC record, it's in Discord under, I think, Club Records. And there's a list of fish. And you could submit your fish. And then you could be on PB Shoutouts. And you could also hold our club record. And it's any fish caught after September 9th. So it's can't go back to a 10-year-old photo of a spotty. It's these are current fish that we are currently catching. We're trying to set all our club records. So we just started this. This is Jesse, brown rockfish, 16.25 inches, 2.5 pounds. Obviously took that thing home Wednesday last week. He was fishing out there, a double dropper loop with cut squid. Saw a cloud of fish at 120 feet. Of water near San Pedro and dropped it down. He could tell it was good fish because it fought pretty good. He was on his way to the canyon, but he found a closer spot to shore where the fish were seemingly around no structure, so he took advantage of it, and he caught this rockfish. Look at that gut on that thing.
Yeah.
Pretty. I mean, for 16-inch, that's a fatty.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So if you guys think you can beat that, get out there and do it. Submit it in the Discord. And we got a PB Spotty shout out, Mr. Majors, who's new. Welcome to Michael to the MMFC. Welcome to our Discord. He shared this with me, 15-inch Spotty. He caught this on a Major Craft. Hold on, I'm trying to read this here. Major Craft par worm in pink during low tide at Harbor Island. On his Daiwa Saltus 3000 on a Shimano rod, 7'3", medium heavy. He's new to the MFC. He found his way here through SD Fish and Shore Pounder. So welcome. We're glad to have you. That's a nice spotty right there, especially in the wintertime. It's a nice spotty.
Who was
Congratulations. That's Michael.
Oh, very cool.
Mr. Majors, who is.
Oh, that's right.
I think he's in chat.
Yep. He is. Yes.
So welcome to the club.
Very cool.
Here we go. This is the PB shout out I missed last week. This is Danielle. This is Aaron's wife. Caught her 14-inch PB spotty in Mission Bay. Congrats. I think we all know where you're fishing by that picture by SeaWorld on Saturday while taking her cousins yakking. And that's what it's all about, sharing the stoke. Looks like you guys are having a yak party out there.
Were they all fishing or were they just along for the ride to watch you fish? That's good.
That's good. Hopefully they're all fishing. Or
Very
watching
cool.
her fish, whichever.
Fishing
Out on the
looks like
water.
they're fishing for likes. Oh, okay.
Took out her cousins for the first time on yak, so thank you for doing
very
that.
cool.
Caught it on a Shimano rod with a Kuma 3000 reel. Caught that baby on a 3/8 cool bait with a Z-Man paddle tail scented. Congratulations. Nice PB spotty.
Also,
First legal. That's awesome.
Also, congratulations on like getting that many people to line up for a shot. That's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fish. So nice job.
Yep. And a smile.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd show this too because he shared this. This is Aaron and Daniel.
That's awesome.
Aaron went as looks like an angler. Oh, he's got a cool bait on there. Yeah. And his wife went as a Jedi, double stoked. That's awesome. So
That's
cool
so
Halloween costumes. Oops.
Oh, yeah. This is cool.
Computer's wagging out. Okay, here we go. All right, so that's in for PB shoutouts, but I wanted to show off some pumpkins that people made. People were posting these in Discord. I thought they were pretty cool. Aaron made this.
It's like a parrot. Is that like a parrot fish?
Yeah, it looks like to me like a skeleton of a fish.
That's perfect.
But that's pretty cool. Alex in. Oh, there's another angle of it. Alex in.
That's good.
Dude, he's a pumpkin artist, dude. I see a
Holy
lobster.
smokes.
I see a fry from Futurama in there.
Yeah. Wow.
I see all kinds of stuff in there. Man, it's an artist. Good job, Alex.
Dang.
At least
That's the best
got an
one.
MMFC pumpkin
That's
going
the
here.
best
What's up
one.
with that?
That's the best
That
one.
salty dangler made that pumpkin. Here's a close up of
good.
it. Put our MMFC logo on that.
The MMFC shield. Very nice.
Very nice. Okay. And a few pictures I want to show. With us moving on to the next show. This is Roman on the very first episode of Happy Hour, back what we called it. Look at this guy.
Look at that wall, dude. Dang.
I just wanted to show the progression of this show and the good times we've had on Fishy Hour. And hey, I'm excited to move on to the next channel. So I'm going to share a few moments. There's Roman, hair starting to grow out. And I think, if I'm not wrong, didn't Cal paint that picture for you in the background?
No, that was oh man, I can't believe I'm spacing.
Oh no, if it comes to you, let me know. But
oh, it's right up to my tongue too. I know who it is too. Dang.
Jet?
No. I met him and I met oh my god, I'm spacing out.
That's all right.
I'll remember.
So this is the first shows, just so you guys that are new to the show, you can kind of see where me and Roman started. Roman started the show, and then I came in, riding his coattails later. There's his background. This is the first episode of actually Fishy Hour, where we went from Happy Hour to Fishy Hour. And this is me when I first started out. Same thing, wall. And look at that headset, dude.
I remember that.
That's back when I was trying to figure out my audio. There's the original A-Rig episode if you guys go and watch it. Remember this show? I'm showing some of our shenanigans here. Remember this show, Roman?
Oh, yeah. With the giant scissors.
For you guys that have been watching the show for a long time, we did an episode called Guess the Weight or something like that. And we were bringing out random items trying to guess the weight because we were showing how to use a fishing scale. And
That's
then
so
our
funny.
famous Christmas episode, I'll never forget that, the 3-hour Roman Bonanza where we had guests on. I don't know if we're going to do that again this year, but I thought pretty fun.
That was fun. Yeah, that was fun.
And here's my horrible internet back in the day. We did our fishing science. And this is one of the famous episodes
Disgusting.
that I'm going to label.
Disgusting.
If you guys remember back in the day when I used to do weird stuff,
Oh, it was so funny.
and you guys that are new to the show, this is a pretty funny episode
face.
where we actually make chum, and I spill it into my mouth on accident.
Okay, I remember who made that. It was Nelson.
Nelson.
Yes. Very
Some
cool.
of you old school guys, that was a long time ago, Roman. That was like a year ago, believe it or not.
Dang, dude.
And then back in the good old days, I used to do this thing. For you guys that are new and have been putting up with my dad jokes, this is what it used to be back in the glory days.
Oh,
Back
God.
when I do movie reviews. I'm trying to start a petition to corporate to bring it back. So if you guys on Discord want to petition corporate, and if we can probably put together 10 or 20 signatures on this petition, hopefully we can bring this back one day. And that is it for PB Shoutouts, Ron.
Very
I'm going to
nice.
change my screen share.
Very nice. That is crazy, dude. It takes me back.
Doesn't it?
That's awesome. Yeah. Man.
That's all right. But that I wanted to show that because that's the old, and now next week we're getting on with the new guys.
So
getting on with new segments,
It's gonna
and
be
hopefully, and some new. I'm gonna try to come up with some new stuff just for the big channel. I made it to the big leagues, guys. So I got to put on a big league show with Roman. Can't come out here with any amateur stuff. Let me know if you want to see shenanigans or you want to hear about fishing or both.
That is hilarious. Yeah. Going big time, going to the big leagues, going to the I won't even call it the big leagues. I would just call it the slightly
Whatever,
bigger
I'm calling
leagues.
the big leagues.
It's gonna be
Big
awesome.
leagues.
It's gonna be awesome.
7,000 subscribers.
So we got I've been working on the templates and stuff and decking it out, getting it all set up. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun thing for us to do. So yeah, that'll be on Monday.
I'm
We're
not
starting
ending
on the
this
new channel.
show with the movie reviews, by the way, and I'm not ending it with jokes.
Oh.
But I'm gonna end it with something funny I heard. It's something that made me think, I'm gonna say that segment, and this is the only time I'm gonna do it. But why were you done? I'm sorry, did I cut
No,
you
yeah,
off?
I'm done. I'm good.
Okay. At the end of the night, at the bait drop, a lot of conversations were had, a lot of funny shenanigans were said. But one thing that really stuck out to me, and I still laugh about this every time I think about it now, and I know this is probably kind of gross to some of you guys, but it was a funny situation and a funny joke for me. Basically, we got around and the guys were talking about their bathroom situations and what to do on a kayak when you're out in the water. And this went on, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. You know, what do you do? You're out. What do you do? So everybody's discussing what they do. And the funniest thing was said, and somebody said they had a method called catch and release.
Jeez.
And I'm just going to leave it at that.
That's gross.
It was hilarious when it was said. You guys that were there know what I'm talking about. But the catch and release bathroom method, oh my gosh, I'm still laughing about that.
Would
So
not
with that
recommend
said,
it.
guys, the show's gone long. I'm going to get out there this weekend. I'm going to snag some grass, catch some bass. I will see you guys on the new channel next week. Later, guys.
Thanks,
Pocket
Brian.
burrito.
Pocket burritos. All right, take a Brian out with a round of applause from the live studio audience. Thanks again. Thanks, Brian, for making this show possible, and also Kevin for calling in from the boat while freezing and fishing at the same time. Thanks again for making this show happen and helping us grow this community. Everybody here, you're all important to me. I really appreciate every single one of you. It's been a good run. This show is not over. The show will continue, and hopefully, with going back to the original channel, we'll have a little bit more traction, and we can continue to make this show possible and continue the growth. And it's gonna be amazing. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm actually feeling extra inspired for Fishy Hour version 3. It's gonna be fun. I've been messing around with a lot of stuff, and even though on Monday won't be the full version 3.0, version 3.0 will be definitely a work in progress, but we have a lot more features now, and it's gonna be fun. I could like I'm smiling because I'm thinking of all the stuff that I have set up for you guys. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of. Of course, we're gonna continue to talk about fishing, and we'll stick to our roots, which is to help new people get better at fishing and understand it, and help them with their problems as far as getting better at catching fish. But also, it's going to be a little bit more entertaining, right? It's going to be a little bit more structured, but in a good way. So I hope you guys will join us over there. Thanks again for always supporting, and I'll see you guys over there. So you want to go to romancastrovlog.com. I'll take you directly to the sign up to the other channel. Hit subscribe, hit that bell notification, but don't join the membership program yet. Don't join the membership program yet. Do that on Monday when we're live. We'll see how many memberships can sign up on Monday, because I want to see the alerts pop up. I want to hype it up. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, so I'll see you guys on Monday. And remember, Muto has a show tomorrow on Submission Fishing Co. So go over there tomorrow, 7 Pacific Standard Time, and say what's up and share the love. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Good night. All right, cool. All right.